Today we come to you from an area that is established as an all-inclusive collection, rich in both primary and secondary source materials, covering all aspects of Caribbean life and society. If you guessed the National Library of Jamaica, then you're absolutely correct. Hi, I'm Theodore Henry, and you're watching Jamaica Magazine. Today we take you to St. Thomas and share some acts of random kindness, plus so much more. So listen, don't move a muscle, stay right where you are. We'll be right back.
It's always beautiful in Jamaica. Everything usually be green and pretty. We have beautiful water. Temperature that is normal temperature, the water never cold. We've been into business for about 13 years. JUSC-COOL, just cool. It's spelled with 3 0. We make 3 different types of pudding. We make potato, we make cornmeal, and we make toto. This is the cornmeal, okay? That's actually almost the last process. What he's gonna do now, he's gonna put a gel on top. Within no time, he has to take it off because the gel give it a nice taste. We have people like Shelley and Fraser came here. We have, you could name the biggest artists, Shabba Ranks, name them all. Being the Man, they all come here and buy their pudding. This is what we grew up on. Now, when the people come to Jamaica, everybody, as soon as they land off the plane, this is where they come. They want to taste this pudding because it brings them back to the old days. The long time days when they was kids growing up and they used to sit on the fire and watch their mama or their grandmother bake the pudding. We try not to change off our roots, we try to keep it that way. And not only that, we have a lot of love, because we're all about love.
Good day, I'm Stephen McHugh, and this is your JIS News for Wednesday, October 24. 1,500 additional young people will be trained under the Jamaica National Service Corps program. Finance and Public Service Minister Dr. Nigel Clark says the young people will be recruited and trained in 3 batches by October 2019.
We are indeed pleased by the progress that has been made in this program, and it has been so successful that the next cohort that's to begin training on the 28th of October will be the largest contingent of persons to ever be trained by the Jamaica Defense Force.
Dr. Clark was speaking on Saturday at the passing out parade ceremony for 220 recruits held at the Jamaica Defense Force's Monique training camp in St. Anne. He commended the graduates and encouraged them to continue adhering to the values that were instilled during their training.
And to make good use of the 9 months that remains in this segment of your training, where you will continue to grow in maturity and in character. You will continue to earn a stipend with a compulsory savings element to make sure that when you leave with something.
The 220 graduates represent the 4th intake under the Jamaica National Service Corps program. They underwent 16 weeks of rigorous training on military service knowledge, basic first aid, and weapons handling, among other areas. Bamboo is being explored as a possible alternative to the production of plastic and styrofoam containers as government embarks on a policy to ban the use of those materials. Minister without portfolio in the Ministry of Industry, Commerce, Agriculture and Fisheries, J.C. Hutchinson, gave that update as he addressed a recent JIS think tank.
All the plastic that you can think of can be made from bamboo. So we are going to be looking that this can be a big alternative for all the plastic that there is that we are now presently using.
Starting January 1 next year, government will be imposing a ban on the importation, manufacture, distribution, and use of specific categories of plastic and styrofoam packaging materials. President of the Bamboo Industry Association of Jamaica, Robert Rainford, says the upcoming Caribbean International Bamboo Symposium will feature discussions on how bamboo can be used as a substitute for the materials.
The symposium that is coming up is a great opportunity for us to showcase what bamboo can do. And the issue of plastic and styrofoam is really timely because bamboo can be a substitute for all of those things. And so we have done a lot of work in that area, and we're looking forward to making sure that we can fill the gap when that comes.
The Caribbean International Bamboo Symposium will be held at the Jamaica Conference Center in Kingston on November 27 and 28. The symposium will be followed by a field visit to bamboo productive enterprises on November 29. A joint select committee of Parliament has been established to consider and report on the Bank of Jamaica Amendment Act 2018. The committee will be chaired by Minister of Finance and the Public Service, Dr. Nigel Clark. Other members include Minister without Portfolio in the Finance Ministry, Fable Williams, and Justice Minister Delroy Chuck. State Minister of Education, Youth and Information, Floyd Green, along with members of Parliament, Mark Golding, Leslie Campbell, Peter Bunting, and Dr. Wickham McNeil, will also sit on the committee. The Senate will announce its members shortly. Minister Clark says the legislation seeks to modernize the Bank of Jamaica and give it autonomy and independence in law for the implementation of monetary policy.
The bill, Mr. Speaker, seeks to improve the governance of the central bank, to strengthen and deepen the governance, and very importantly, seeks to introduce transparency to monetary policy decisions and monetary policy actions of the central bank.
The finance minister was speaking on Tuesday in the House of Representatives where the legislation was tabled. He pointed out that the Bank of Jamaica Amendment Act was also seeking to ensure that the central bank was adequately capitalized at all times. The country will know in November if reggae music will be inscribed on the UNESCO Intangible Cultural Heritage Representative List. The submission to have reggae inscribed on the World Heritage List was made in March 2017. Culture Minister Olivia Grange says technical experts from UNESCO are currently in the process of examining Jamaica's reggae nomination dossier.
We are in that process. We will know in November if we are successful. But we are working very hard to ensure that just like Kingston has been designated by UNESCO, the creative city of music, that reggae music will be designated as Jamaican, and that we will be protected worldwide.
Minister Grange was speaking at yesterday's press conference to launch the 2019 Carnival in Jamaica. She also revealed that her ministry would be establishing an inventory of intangible heritage that's unique to Jamaica, which was a requirement of UNESCO. Residents of Steertown in St. Ann and surrounding communities, as well as neighboring parishes, benefited from free dental and optical care recently. The service was provided by Great Shape Inc., a United States-based nonprofit organization which partnered with the Sandals Foundation. The team administered laser surgeries for scores of persons with referrals and provided free prescription glasses, sunglasses, and reading glasses.
This is our first year doing laser surgery. When people have glaucoma, they have a lot of pressure in the eye, and with this surgery we could reduce the pressure in the eye and save their sight for many years.
The team of volunteer doctors from the US and Canada also carried out blood sugar and pressure screenings between October 15 and 19. Over 200,000 persons have benefited from the organization's Eye Care Project, which is now in its 10th year, as well as its 1,000 Smiles program for the last 16 years. And finally, Minister of Culture, Gender, Entertainment and Sport Olivia Grange has presented former Jamaican national footballer Luton Shelton Jr. with a $5 million check to help with medical expenses. The funds were provided by the Sports Development Foundation. Minister Grange delivered the check on Monday during halftime at a football match at the Harbourview Stadium in Kingston. The money will go towards the medical expenses of Luton, who has been battling amyotrophic lateral sclerosis, ALS, since 2016. ALS is a progressive neurodegenerative disease that affects nerve cells in the brain and the spinal cord. News of the former footballer's condition emerged earlier this month, and he has since received a wave of public support. And that's it for JIS News Today. I'm Stephen McHugh. Thanks for watching.
Let's get a little breeze on this land. All right. Now let's get some bounce in the rhythm. All right. Let's get some fire on our hearts. Now that is what we call all right. Run, come, get some Jamaica.
So for today, our Round the Bend Travelogue series takes us to St. Thomas. If you don't know much about what's on offer in the parish, watch this as I continue my research here at the National Library.
It's one of the oldest parishes in the island that might have been originally named after Thomas Hickman Lord Windsor, the then governor of Jamaica in 1662. Seated in a right angle, bordered by the spellbinding St. Andrew on the west, the picturesque Portland on the north, and then gently washed by the waves of the Caribbean Sea.
Bienvenido a St. Thomas.
Welcome to St. Thomas.
Full place. St. Thomas, we're there.
St. Thomas today now. Welcome to St. Thomas.
However you put it, we're there, St. Thomas. Join us on this travelogue. We'll be moving throughout the creases and corners of this beauty, turning the pages of our local history book, in which you will see the old Borden Wharf, Judgment Cliff, Roselle Waterfall, and other places. The cliff high above the Landaway community in St. Thomas at first glimpse appears to be just like any other overlooking the parish. But take a second look and you'll notice that a section of it is completely gone. Known as Judgment Cliff, it got its name from a story of how an entire community was wiped out during the 1692 earthquake. It's a story that passed through generations in the community and one that residents readily recount to passerbys like myself.
Judgment Cliff, I was informed that they used to have a plantation up there run by a serious, wicked slave master. Imposed draconian measures on the farmers, and one of the reasons why they resided on the cliff, that in case the slave wanted to run away, they would have difficulty in doing so. The place collapsed. I guess during the same time Port Royal earthquake was taking place. That was 1692.
It was a plantation to people who lived there too. Everybody get covered out. Then say, when it happens at night, they say a man, a rooster, and a bull save. The man gone out, gone wild. The rooster fly off of the roost. The bull broke down the pen, gone out, gone wild, same like the man.
We're still set on traveling this allure, blessed indeed by the events of history. Right now, we're headed to a gem up the road on the corner. Tumbling over the rocks onto the roadside is an area known for its pristine waterfalls and fishes. The Roselle Waterfall is used for bathing and even for washing by residents or those passing by. It was once a busy area for commerce and entertainment prior to Hurricane Dean in 2007. But despite that, residents still enjoy the untouched water and how it seemingly removes all pains and ills. And from that water that falls, our next stop is a spot where the residents fish.
This fishing area named Lethal Beach, right? When the weather good, we go to sea and fish. When it's bad, we have to stay on the land. Well, we're doing this about some 50 years now, and we do it for a living. So I maintain the family. We have to prepare the net. We buy the net ready make, and we put on the fittings towards it. We put on the lead and the cork and so on. Like what you see it here, you know, we put it in the boat and go out and fish. We catch all type of fish. We catch snapper, we catch parrot, drum, barracuda, doctor fish, all type of different fishes. Sometimes tourists pass and them take pitch down all them kind of thing. And them like when they're knitting in it, sometimes them spend all the day with it. This is my daily living, and that's something I enjoy all my life. I don't know whether it's work but fishing now.
Back in the days, over Bournemouth, they usually do export a lot of things over there. You know. We even use our small canoe and go over there to fishing through the day. It's just across from the other side of the fishing village.
St. Thomas is a major growing area for food such as banana, coffee, coconut, sugarcane, and even for fishing. It houses one of the island's natural deep water harbors that was once used as a port for exporting these same food items. Now, we couldn't come to St. Thomas and not mention anything about our national hero Paul Bogle or the popular Morant Bay Rebellion.
Yeah, the Morant Bay Rebellion took place at the Morant Bay Courthouse with Paul Bogle and his followers marching from Stony Gut to Morant Bay.
Poverty and inequality in the society forced Paul Bogle to lead the protest march to this courthouse on October 11, 1865. In a violent confrontation with official forces, nearly 500 people were killed and more were flogged and punished before order was finally restored. On October 24, 1865, Paul Bogle was arrested and executed at this very same spot of land, the Morant Bay Courthouse. And just like that, we've ended our tour in this natural and material beauty, unfolding the stories behind just a few places. If you haven't been here already, then what are you waiting for?
can I change my world?
You can change your world by being polite.
Good morning.
Good morning. Have a nice day.
Thank you, Miss.
With just one action.
We can change the world with acts of random kindness.
Stay kind, act kind, be kind.
It's now time to check out an initiative being put forward by the JCF. The goal? Teach resilience and social skills to youth from at-risk communities.
So many times we sit and we talk and we say, hey, I would love for Jamaica to be this kind of place. But what are you really doing? What type of Jamaica do you want to see?
We're hoping to use art to teach Jamaica that it's not the thunder that grows the flower, it's the gentle rain. We want Jamaica to stop thundering for everything and start to put forth gentle rain, especially in the lives of our youth.
This gentle rain is the Acts of Random Kindness initiative being put forward by the Jamaica Constabulary Force, the JCF, a program that inspires and encourages expressions of kindness.
Our project comes out of our youth empowerment and mentorship program, where we're teaching our youngsters to know themselves, to know their purpose, to understand that it is important to cultivate attitudes of kindness, gratitude, and respect, as well as to put themselves on a good destiny, a life path.
The Youth Empowerment and Mentorship Program uses the iPad Summer Camp to teach resilience and social skills to children from at-risk communities.
If we can show you an act of kindness when you were young, if you were to reciprocate this act of kindness to somebody else, what a wonderful Jamaica this could be.
We saw a youth leader in the camp who decided to take responsibility for the lack of a belt on one of his team's part, and said, you know what, you have my belt and I will then take the responsibility for the consequences. It's like an evolution and a revolution all at once, because they made revolutionary changes to their behaviors as opposed to when they just came on day one, day two, and you could start to see them evolving into being kind and gentler youth.
Action means identity, purpose, attitude, and destiny. So with the attitude, you have also respect, kindness, and gratitude. It's important because most youths are growing up in very disturbing societies where a level of kindness and love isn't shown. So the camp actually gives us that love that is missing from our lives and help us to reflect this on others as well.
We want our youth to do tangible acts of random kindness, to be kindness ambassadors in their schools and communities. This will in turn raise the awareness in adults that they too should be agents of change.
We are challenging Jamaica to engage in a very self-conscious way in acts of random kindness amongst adults and towards our children. We want you to think kind, Jamaica. We want you to act kind. We want you to be kind.
I am ready.
I'm ready.
I'm ready.
I'm ready. You have to have kindness in your heart. You have to be compassionate towards people. Some persons really need it. A little act of kindness sometimes motivates somebody else.
So we want our youngsters at school, at home, and at play to think kind, act kind, and be kind. It is a message that needs to be self-conscious.
We are inviting you, youth, adults, business places, to take up your link in the chain and bring this initiative to life. Respond with smiles, hugs, positive affirmations, and acts of kindness to transform relationships in homes, schools, the workplace. Transform relationships right across Jamaica.
If we want a kinder, gentler Jamaica, where all of us want to live, work, and raise families, it is important that each and every one of us start to think about the words that we speak to our children. Start with a kind word. Start by giving a smile and saying good day. Start by saying thank you. Start by giving a hug. Where you can be a mentor, just listen to their concern. Show that you have some degree of understanding and empathy.
Be conscious, be aware. The cost to being kind is a state of mind.
Prime Minister, the Honourable Andrew Holness, wants to share plans with you on the development of our country. Join us for a town hall meeting at 6 p.m. on Thursday, October 25, 2018. Come share ideas with the Prime Minister, the Minister of National Security, Dr. Horace Chang, the Minister without portfolio in the Ministry of Finance and the Public Service, the Honourable Favour Williams, and the UDC Chairman, Senator Ransford Braham. We want to hear from you on Thursday, October 25 at 6 p.m. on the southern lawns of National Heroes Park. Be there.
Imagine a tour on which you'll eat till you're full, dining against the backdrop of the blue hues of the mountains, sipping authentic Blue Mountain coffee. Sounds appealing? Then you must, if only once, venture on the Jamaica Blue Mountain Culinary Trail. The Ministry of Tourism has embarked on a gastronomic mission to promote Jamaica as a culinary destination. This is the main aim of the Gastronomy Network, one of 5 networks established recently by the ministry. The first product of the Gastronomy Network was the implementation of the Jamaica Blue Mountain Culinary Trail. This is a tour of eateries and attractions nestled within the UNESCO-designated World Heritage Site of Jamaica's Blue Mountains. Whether you take the Eastern or Western Trail, you'll have access to at least 15 participating venues.
Gastronomy, or food tourism, as people commonly refer to it across the world, represents 88% of the reason that people travel. Therefore, will be responsive to the palates of the world. What we have to do is to prepare it a little differently, present it a little more appealing, and to move it from basic street food to the highest level of gourmet.
Wet the palate with hors d'oeuvres, dip into Strawberry Hill Restaurant's coffee ice cream, or drink coffee at a more than a century-old farm.
From Colombia, we also say Colombia's coffee is really good and we're really proud about it. So it was really interesting to hear the Jamaican perspective of their own coffee. The coffee was delicious and it's really amazing to be able to have a cup of coffee, look into the mountains and just like enjoy. So the coffee was definitely the highlight for me today.
Jamaicans talk about how great our coffee is, but I don't think we have any idea why. And that's what I learned today. It was phenomenal.
Vegetarians, meat lovers, those into traditional cuisine, or Jamaican fusion meals, there's a bite for every appetite. The Jamaica Blue Mountain Culinary Trail provides a getaway for nature buffs and foodies, wrapped up in one journey. The tour stops at about 4 restaurants, each boasting a historic or cultural backdrop. After dining, there lies an opportunity to walk off the food with their Kampong Maroon drummers.
Our aim is to preserve the integrity and uniqueness of the region. The beauty, diversity, and sheer magnificence of the region is unparalleled.
The Ministry of Tourism has identified gastronomy tourism as a medium for diversifying destination Jamaica. Through the Tourism Linkages Network, the Gastronomy Network is offering locals and visitors a tasty treat of the Jamaica Blue Mountains. To plan your own food trail inside the mountains, contact the Gastronomy Network. They're located at the Jamaica Tourism Center, 64 Knutsford Boulevard, New Kingston, or call them at 920-4926-30. As always, we want to thank you for staying with us on Jamaica Magazine. If you missed anything from today's show, anything at all, you can watch it again on our website or our YouTube page. And don't forget to keep up with us via our Facebook, Instagram, or Twitter pages. Remember, a reader lives 1,000 lives before he dies. On behalf of the entire production team, I'm Theodore Henry. Do take care.
This has been a production of the Jamaica Information Service, the voice of Jamaica.